Okay, there you go. That was a little bit of rush for you. All right, let me see what we have here for our comments. Ashley Vandenwerf. Well, thanks for all the comments. I appreciate it, man. It really helps me out. You know what I'm saying? All right, so song number 2. We're doing this in E flat. It's in standard tuning, the original songs that I'm creating. But you know what? Well, not I'm creating, that they created. This is Rush, by the way. Next one's gonna be Spirit of the Radio. I know somebody in here said Papa Roach, so you know what? We're gonna do some Papa Roach. So we're gonna go all the way over here. It's a good distance away, so I may get to the Papa Roach preset. Preset number 60. Sounds like Papa Roach. If y'all guys like Papa Roach, here's the Papa Roach. Hold on one second, let me adjust something real quick. This one right here is Last Resort. That was some Papa Roach. We're going to do some more Papa Roach, though, because why? That's not the only song that they've made. So here's another song. Hello to you. Y'all guys like Linkin Park? Here's one of my favorite songs called From the Inside. You've probably heard it before because it's pretty famous. Wait. No, actually, this is not From the Inside. This is Figure 09. We'll do From the Inside next time. That has a lot of reverb. man, if you tell me what these band names are, like in Eco Blocks, I would play that song if I knew what band name it was. Oh dear. All that. If I knew what band it was, I'd be able to play it, but I don't. And if I don't know the song right now, I'll learn how to play it later on, and you'll see it in another video. By far one of their most famous songs of all time is called In the End. We're gonna play it. Are you ready? Let's do it. This is more Linkin Park. Alright, you want me to play some Dream Theater? What Pacific song by them? I might know it, maybe by memory. I don't know, but if I don't, I'll post it as my next video. Well, guys, like the next song we're gonna do. As soon as you get a chance to tell me what song by that band. The next song right here is going to be something by Godsmack. Are you ready? Let's do it. This is called Unstoppable. Alright, this song right here is going to be a different song by Godsmack. This one right here is, we're going to do Keep Away, I think. No, I think this one right here is, yeah, I think it's Keep Away, yeah. I'll be out in a little bit, Dad. Hold on one sec. But anyway, that was the end of this video. Hopefully y'all guys enjoyed watching. Please give it a like and subscribe if you had a chance to do so. And whenever I do another live video, I will be here. But don't forget, you're watching Hard Rock Nation. Alright.